foot pain, heel spurs, plantar fasciitis. If you got heel pain, you got foot pain, and you want a solution, watch this video. I'm gonna go through the 2 top things that normally happens to people, why they get the pain, and what you can do to get some relief today. I'm Dr. Matthew Posa. Welcome to my page. My page is dedicated to people and families with health tips and tricks so you can live the life you were designed to live. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this information with the people we know need it the most. Here's a real foot. This is not a plastic model. This is off of somebody. This was given to me by my dad a few years ago. And this actually shows you what a foot looks like. You can see there's plenty of different bones in here. You have all your toes, everything like that. But the key here is that there's a lot of different components to your heel, and there's a lot of reasons why somebody can be getting a lot of pain. The biggest thing that a lot of people feel is where the back of the heel, so under this part, a lot of people, it's that moment you wake up in the morning, you go to put your feet down and it's just sore, it's annoying, it's painful. And every time you make a step, it could be shooting this like pain into your foot, sometimes even up your leg. So there's a lot of different reasons for that, and there's a lot of different things we would need to look into. But let's go through the main reasons why that happened. The biggest thing that ends up happening is one of the bones, and there's quite a few in here, is out of alignment. So the muscles, and these are all attachment for muscles. So what happens is when the bones are out of alignment, the integrity of the actual arch that supports your body, like you can have a decreased arch, you can have a too high arch, like there's a lot of different reasons for that. But what ends up happening is when the bones are out of alignment, they start to add pressure. So there's added pressure, so which can lead to degeneration. It can lead to other types of issues, premature aging of the bones. But the number one reason why somebody gets pain isn't because of the bones. The number one reason is because of muscle tension. And the muscle tension that we're talking about is the main muscle that attaches to the heel that can even go underneath. So we're talking about the tendon. A lot of people know the name of the tendon. The tendon that comes down here is called the Achilles tendon. And the Achilles tendon is really part of a larger muscle that sits back here, which is your calf. And so the calf muscles that attach to your heel are being used way too much. They keep pulling on the bone, and that pulling on the bone creates that irritation. And so the moment you go to step down, it is sore. And the reason why you actually get it at night is because after you've walked all day, maybe you had bad shoes, maybe you had bad orthotics, old orthotics, new orthotics. There's a lot of different reasons, but let's say you went for a run. Let's say you just did a big walk. Whatever the reason is, you used your calf muscle way too much. It went to bed sore and tight, and overnight while you were sleeping, your body now is trying to heal that. But now there's that healing pressure. And so the healing part is the normal part, but now what we have to do is address the issues. What I do want to go through is what you can do in order to relieve the pain. Take pressure off the Achilles tendon and be able to get some relief. One muscle that you're going to have to work on is the soleus muscle. So the soleus muscle is the back calf muscle. It goes really deep. So there's 2 muscles. There's the gastrocnemius, which is the main one that you would see as your calf, and there's the one that goes underneath. So this is a great trick that you can use at home to relieve that tension that's going on to the heel, causing maybe even the heel spurs. And what you want to do is you want to put your foot against the wall like this. Now, you could do it without shoes on. You could go like this. But one of the things that I find that makes it a little bit easier is when you have a shoe on, it hurts your foot a lot less. And so you're going to put your foot against the wall. And here's the trick. A lot of people are going to want to bend their knee. Now, when you bend your knee, you're getting a different part of the muscle. If you are getting relief by doing this, you're getting some good stretch because the knee is bent. You can keep this one up, and you're going to want to hold this for 30 to 45 seconds. So you're just going to want to hold that position. But If you really want to go deeper, you really want to hit and target the muscle that's causing the issue, what you want to do, and do this in stages, your foot's up, you're bending, so you're getting a stretch underneath your foot. So if you got plantar fasciitis, stuff like that, this is going to feel quite good. This is going to stretch out your foot. But then what you want to do is bring your knee back. So now everything's in alignment, and then you're going to bring your hip forward. So you're not bending at your knee, you're bringing your hip back, your knee back, and then you're bringing your pelvis forward. Now by doing that, you're gonna get a very deep stretch. That deep stretch is gonna go, it's gonna be underneath the other muscle. You're gonna feel this quite a bit, but what's really nice about this one is that it's really targeting the problematic area. So if you wanna hold on to something, bring yourself closer. Now, some people, you're gonna have to start just like this, just doing that. You're gonna feel it, because if it's been there for a long time, you know how problematic this can be. But as you can get, or over time, as you can get a little bit closer to the wall, you're gonna get that deeper, longer. You have the standing wall stretch that you can do at home. That stretch, and I'm gonna give you a bit of a protocol that I want you to do. So the first step is gonna be that before you go to bed, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do that for 45 seconds. You're gonna hold that deep stretch. You can do that as many times during the day as you please. You can overstretch for sure, you can do that, but most people that won't be the issue. So if you're gonna do that, hold for 45 seconds, and you can repeat that maybe every hour as you need to. But the biggest issue that you're gonna find is that morning when you go to get up, when that first initial step. So what you're gonna do is, before you even put your feet down in the morning, before you start to get up, have a towel. And what you're gonna do is, you're just gonna sit up in bed, you're gonna put your foot up, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a towel. So again, see how my knee is down. So it's replicating what we're doing against the wall. And if you can't stand, if you're in a wheelchair, if you got problems with your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your low back, and you want to be able to do the stretch, but you can't even get up, then this is a great way of doing that. But what you want to do is bring the towel around the top part of your foot, so towards the toes. Don't put it low into the heel. You're not going to get anything in there. What you want to do is you want to bring it higher around the toes and through the mid to forefoot. And what you're going to do is you're going to drive your knee down, and then you're going to be pulling your foot back. Now, when you do that, you're going to get a very deep stretch in through your calf. I don't even have an ankle problem, and I feel that burning. So I'm going to hold this for 30 to 45 seconds. Again, you're not overdoing it. Don't go too hard. It's just a stretch. So you're holding that, you're feeling that tension. You're going to breathe through it, and then you're going to slowly let go. And that's going to be your relief. And then you can, turn around in bed and go to get up, put your foot down, and right away you'll notice that there's a lot less tension on the heel. So if you have the heel spurs, you have the plantar fasciitis, if you have the pain in your foot, that's going to really help your body heal. You're going to want to repeat that every single day, and especially if you have the heel pain at the back of the foot, you can put some ice on there. And when you're doing ice, I would do about 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and I would repeat that twice. So it'll be 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, until that area gets nice, comfortable, and the inflammation starts to go. So that is exactly the protocol I would do. So I'd have my standing stretch followed by my in bed stretch before I get up to try and relieve that tension. And then you're going to want to start looking into other things. And what are the other things? Well, it can be orthotics. It can be maybe you need a foot adjustment. One of the bones that I constantly see out in people is something called the cuboid. So it's on the outside of the foot. So if you're getting that outside foot pain, this bone constantly goes out of alignment, and there's an adjustment that we can do to set that bone back into its proper motion, which will allow for things to move properly. So when you go to step, everything is moving in sequence. So that is something you can look into, especially if you have a chiropractor. You can ask them about that. If you don't have a chiropractor, make sure you're under chiropractic care. Your bones, your joints, your spine, your nervous system will thank you. Try those stretches at home. You can leave a comment down below. I always do my best to respond. And until next time, have a great day.